Welcome to TAMAPTA. I'm Leonard Harry. Tonight you will be watching Debbie Gordon Rubin talking to Peggy J., who is coordinator for Inuit Circumpolar Conference, which will be held here in Inuvik on Tuktoyaktuk, July 20th to 24th, 1992. Hope you enjoy the show.
When you first got started as coordinator of the Inuit Circumpolar Conference that's going to be held here in July, what did you think the Inuit Circumpolar was about before you got all involved?
Actually, I thought that there would have been, I was surprised at the number of people coming, okay? That was number one. And number two, I was surprised that we were having it in two locations, both in Inuvik and Tak. And thirdly, I was surprised at, coming from, say, from the south and coming up here, I was surprised at how much I had to pull on my own resources and depend on the community and really look for materials and look for help all over GNWT if I couldn't find anything in Inuvik or Tak.
So how did you get the ball rolling for the conference?
I think the first thing that happened was that we had heard that a lot of people had heard about the IRC getting the rights, the bidding rights to the hosting the conference, but nobody knew what the conference was about. And so the first thing we did was we wanted to make sure everyone knew what it was about, and we held a public meeting. And when I think back, there was a lot of people out there who had a lot of questions, and I must admit that we held that meeting, I think, within the first 2 weeks of my arrival, and we were very enthusiastic, and we knew we had a big job ahead of us, and I think that helped us a lot, but we didn't realize how enormous the task was. I think even now, people are slowly beginning to realize as we come close to the event that there's a lot of work involved, that it's not easy just to hold a conference, but you worry about so many aspects from accommodation to even whether, since Inuvik is not exactly on the main transportation site, you worry as much as how many flights a daily and whether those daily flights would be able to bring all your people in, whether you have to put on extra flights, and all of a sudden you begin to look beyond the conference and you begin to look at what the town can offer, whether we can accommodate all those people. And I think now that we're into our various campaigns for accommodation and volunteers and looking at all the food requirements, people are beginning to realize that it's not that easy, that when you look at about 900 people coming to the conference itself, and we don't even tell people that 900 doesn't include tourists, because I think people would just be a little more freaked out if they heard about that. But when you realize that there's only about 200-300 hotel rooms, then you realize that you've got to make up that difference, and it's trying to make up that difference. And also, you want to above all make sure that the people who come here have a very good impression of Inuvik and Tak, and they want to come back. And you also don't want to sort of make them feel like cattles, putting them through, making sure that we do things in good time, efficiently, but you want to make them feel human, that they're enjoying themselves. So there's a lot of things that I think that we learned, and we're still learning.
So when you started your campaign and you started holding these meetings, like what kind of things did you bring up to the people in Inuvik or in the surrounding communities and the other places that you travel to? What kind of details do you go through in one of your regular campaign meetings?
Okay. Well, first off, when I go to say Politak or Holman or Sax, all the Inuvialuit community, what I like to let them know is that they are the host. It's not just the IRC, or it's just not the town of Inuvik, not just the town or the hamlet of Tak, but it's all the Inuvialuit from all the various communities. And because of that, I want them to feel that this is also their conference as well. It's not my conference, it's everyone's conference. And when I go out to the community, I try to get them involved, because it's really an opportunity for all the Inuvialuit to be able to bring in, say, dancers in from Holman, or bring in singers, bring in fiddlers in from Tuck, so that all the communities, all the cultural aspects from all the communities are in town as well. But the other part also is that there's a lot of country food and like caribou and muktuk and seal that, for example, just the people here in Inuvik may not be able to provide, but altogether, all the other communities can help us feed all the people here. The other thing also is that we had heard that in the 1989 conference in Sisimiut, Greenland, that the people there didn't get a chance to buy any of the local products, any of the local handicrafts. So because of that, we heard their cry, and we went out to the communities and we asked them to be prepared, like make us all kinds of crafts and things like that. And now there's a craft show that they can put that through so that people can then buy things and take them home. The other thing also that we wanted to get them involved in is that a lot of them I know will be coming in, hopefully a lot of the youth and a lot of the elders will be coming in to attend the conferences, but we also want them to feel that they can take something away from the conference, but they can also add to the conference by being there as well. They are, after all, the host, and by being there, perhaps they could also encourage some of the people to visit their own home communities, and so that way then Inuvik can serve as a jumping off place instead of just the end place for all the people coming.
So when do you expect all the delegates to come, and where will they be coming from?
Okay, they'll be coming from Greenland. They'll be coming from across Canada, Alaska, and a new place, or not new, but it's called Chukotka, formerly part of the Soviet Union, but that place just on the coast. That's right. That's right. That's where all the official delegates are coming from. But we also have a lot of observers and a lot of people that we've got inquiries from coming from Scotland, Iceland, the U.S., southern Canada, even Australia, a lot from the Yukon. So that's where the people are coming from. Now, the conference itself is July the 20th to 24th. And a lot of the people, a lot of the support people, a lot of the ICC Executive Council will be coming in the week before, July the 13th. That week they'll be coming in. And a lot of the delegates will be arriving on the weekend of the July the 18th and 19th, the Saturday and Sunday. And in fact, we have 2 charter planes coming in from Greenland and Alaska on Saturday night. And we're hoping to also make sure that the charter plane from Chukotka will arrive at the same time. So by Sunday, I think we'll pretty well have full house here in Inuvik.
So like the people from the Chukotka region, who will all be coming in from that community? Will it just be delegates, or are they bringing?
Actually, they're delegates, and there's apparently 30 villages over there, and each one of these people will be representing one of the villages over there, and they felt that collectively they could make a better statement and have their presence felt at the conference itself. They have indicated that they're very interested in learning about self-government and learning about the people here, the struggles that have gone through in this part of the world. The delegates themselves, some of them are also dancers, and we've got a list of items from them of products that they're going to be bringing for display, and they would also like to sell some of the products as well. So we're very excited about it. The delegation is small. There's only about 30 of them coming right now, but we feel it was a struggle just to get even the 30 to get all their visas and to get all the paperwork done, and I think everyone will be very happy with the 30 that do come.
Is it a variation of ages that are?
Yes, they vary from youth, from about 18 to your elders. I won't say how old the elders will be, but to your elders. And they vary from, as I mentioned, they vary from all over the region. So I think you'll be able to get a good mixture of people with mixture a wide variety of background.
And they come along with their interpreters.
They're coming along with their interpreters. We understand that they speak Siberian Yupik, but that a lot of the Chicokans that were born, say, in the 1950s and later, know only Russian. So they will be bringing some Russian interpreters, but we will also be providing them with Russian interpreters. What we found was that their Russian interpreters over there may not be up to date with some of the terminology that the Russian interpreters here in Canada, or that we are used to. For example, like the word self-government, like plebiscite, or various type of technical things like that. So we felt that perhaps someone who has a bit of knowledge, a bit of background here in Canada, they'll be able to. They have that concept already, and they'll be able to explain it a bit better to the people in Russian.
When they come here, how does your billeting campaign work?
Okay, well, straight off, the people that are the official delegates and the entertainers, we've got already housing for them in Grolier Hall and Arctic College and vacant GNWT houses. But a lot of the observers, a lot of the media people, a lot of the support people, there's about 600 of those, okay, that are coming. We have to find room for them, either through the hotels, through billeting program, through campgrounds, through whatever means we can. So that's the one we're worried about, because, like I say, the official delegates, official entertainers, there's 250 beds already for them. That's no problem at all. It's the other people who report back and who look after the delegates, who report about the delegates, that we're worried about, that to make sure that they have a place to stay.
So do you have a campaign going on in Inuvik for people to, how can they contact you if they're interested at all?
Yes, we do have a campaign. We're actually looking at about 300 beds. We need to find 300 beds. We're not going to worry about rooms anymore. Rooms would be great, but 300 beds in the Inuvik area. And if they can, contact my assistants, who is Marla Kupfer, at the IRC office. We have the IRC number 979-2737, and we also have a direct line into the ICC, which is 979-2200, and that will immediately get to myself or Marla, and we'll be happy to take your application. In the billeting themselves, we ask that people let us know whether they would like to donate the billeting services to the conference, or whether they wish to be paid for it. And I believe the going rate right now is $75 for a single or $80 for a double. But they're welcome to contact our office for more information. Just sign up for the program.
Once everybody arrives here, you say everybody should be here on Sunday. What kind of opening events and what will follow the days after to come? Okay. Well,
a lot of people, we find, wanted to arrive Saturday because they felt that they would give Sunday a day of relaxation, the elders a break. But that's the only day they're going to get free, because it just goes from there. Starting Monday right through to Friday, they have all their plenary sessions and all the meetings that will be happening right at Sam's School. That's our main conference site. And in fact, the elders themselves, in the afternoon of Monday, July the 20th, they will then be leaving for Tuk and to start their elders conference over there. The rest of the people who will be staying here for the General Assembly continues on their program, and they have a packed agenda where they will have workshops in economic development, in self-government, international trade, even culture, social issues. But they will have a little break in the evening. As part of the official ICC entertainment, each country is bringing along their own cultural groups. So, for example, Greenland is bringing 2 professional theater groups. They have drum dancers. They're also bringing Now they say they're bringing a youth rock band, but I'm not sure what that means because it sounds interesting. They say it's a surprise. They just say it's a rock youth band. So I think we'll have to see what that entails. And they're also bringing their Greenlandic singers. So that's just Greenland alone with their variety of nights. But what we have asked them to do is that for the fun side, every evening is set aside. So every evening is set aside for international evening of entertainment. So for example, Canada will start off the first night with Canadian Inuit performances. Then Alaska on Tuesday night, and then Inuvik Day is on Wednesday, and then Greenland entertainment follows on Thursday, and then a community feast with all the entertainment all together that we think will probably go on all night will be the grand finale on Friday. So you can tell that the entertainment component is plays a large part in the conference itself. And I think what will be interesting for the rest of the people here too is that if you're in from Sax or Holman or any of the other places, or even you're just here from Inuvik, you'll be able to go to all the conference proceedings, all the workshops, free of charge. It is open to the public, and you'll be able to go and listen in. And if you have any concerns, you'll be able to speak to the delegate representing this area and voice your concern through there. They will also, I believe, get a chance, after all the delegates have had a chance to voice their opinions, to ask the questions directly onto the floor in the various workshops as well. The entertainment themselves in the evening and during the day and all throughout the whole week will be free of charge to the people. And we know that it will be very hard to get everyone into, say, the Jim Cooey Park, where we hope to hold all the open-air entertainment every night. So we also will be scheduling a lot of the performances, say in the hospital for the extended care, say opening up or closing down the streets between the IRC building in Northern and creating a street festival and putting up stages there for performances, or just stages all around town. Just so that if you weren't able to catch people on Monday night, you can still catch them throughout the week. And I think we really want to make sure that they're really accessible to different people.
So the conferences itself will be held
At the SAM School.
And how does the elders conference that's going to be held in Tuck coincide with the conference that is going to be held here in Inuit?
Well, what happens is that the elders, as I mentioned, they leave for Tuck, but in Tuck they have their own set agenda, and it's more, a lot more social and cultural and health issues that are discussed over there. And they have 2 full days at it. And I have to mention something very funny that happened, if you don't mind. When the elders were here, representatives were here at the end of March to meet in Tuck to decide on the agenda and to also meet up with the elders in Tuck, they told all the organizers that not to worry, not to fuss about the elders, that they have 2 days of meeting and 2 days that they want to do pack all these agendas in there, and they're going to start early. In fact, they're starting way earlier than the General Assembly. They want to start at 8 and they want to go to 6. And their comment was, we can sleep the rest of the summer we want, but we came here for the conference and we're going to make sure that we do our people justice and that we get the chance to discuss issues and make sure we have resolutions, and that when we report back to the General Assembly, when they come back to Inuvik on Thursday, they will have resolutions and they will be able to really have their input into the General Assembly itself.
So when did the elders give their recommendations and presentations to the actual conference that's going to be held?
On Thursday afternoon, Thursday the 23rd.
And how does that work when they give their recommendations to the delegates that are among the circle with the Inuit Circumpolar Conference? Is that implemented into their policies and procedures that they're...
Yeah, it's all implemented in, and at the end they come out with resolutions, and they come out with a direction on how to proceed for the next 3 years until the next ICC General Assembly and Elders Conference.
How many people from the delegations that are coming in from, like, say, Politics, Sacs, Aklavik, how do you go about saying, okay, I want these people in to attend the meetings here, and these elders will be going to Tuck, and if an elder is interested and has something to say to, like, the elders committee in Tuck, how do they go about contacting anyone or voicing their?
Well, first off, I would say work through your elders committee in your own community, okay, and all the community corporations in each community, okay, will be part of the selection process, okay, and I have to say that from my own point of view, I don't have any connection at all with the selection of the delegates. That's up to the IRC and the various community corporation. So I would urge that people put their requests through that way, or make their concerns known through that way. I do know that they intend to bring in a lot of the people from the communities to be representatives, and I know they're right now looking at ways to make sure that everyone would be able to get a chance to be involved.
For all the people that's going to be in here, how are you going to feed all of us?
Well, well, we're lucky in that we have Growler Hall, which has a cafeteria and kitchen facilities, and so we're able to at least feed them through. Boy, it makes them sound like animals, doesn't it? But we'd be able to feed them at least breakfast and lunch. But we wanted to, for dinner, we wanted to sit them down all together in one sitting. So we hope to have that at the Arctic College gym. But like you said, you're right, that's only 250 to 300 people. The rest of the people, we're really trying to get the rest of the people in town to be aware of it. We're trying to do things like rescheduling some of our lunchtime hours to not coincide with the regular lunch hour here from 12 to 1. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that we're also encouraging a lot of people is to encourage them to set up soup stands, caribou burger stands, and country food stands and that type of thing, which would help us out a lot, but also would be able to help the individual out as well too. And right now it's I think it's trying to ensure that the facilities are available, and that's all we can do at this point, and hope. But I think we're very confident that at least most of our people will be fed, and that the rest of the restaurants and the rest of the eating facilities around town will be able to handle them. But we do ask that you consider out there, if you're out there and you like to come into Nuvik and put up a booth or something and sell soup, please do. For the people that are coming in wanting to listen in certain dialects or whatever, how does that? So we have Russian, we have Greenlandic, we have Central Yupik, we have Inupiat, we have Inuktitut, we have Inuvialuit and Inuvialuit, and English as the floor language.
And what about for the people, like say the media, who wants to get a feed of some sort? How does that work?
Well, we will have a media coordinator available there, and you'll be able to feed directly off the lines itself, whether it be on the floor or directly on from the translator booth.
Do you have an idea of the different media people coming in from the other different areas, different countries?
We have a lot, of course, from North America. I do know that there are some writers some journalists up from the Los Angeles area, We have people out from the Toronto area, Southern Canada area, Greenland TV, along with the entourage of Greenlandic journalists are coming. The Alaskan will be here with their radio, the public radio as well. I believe maybe even television, but a lot of the writers from there. We also hope to, of course, have a lot more international coverage as well from Japan and Holland, since some of their media crews were up here last summer, and we let them know ahead of time about the conference itself. So we don't have any word from them yet, but we hope that they will be coming as well.
How did you get your logo, and how did you get the words on your logo?
We actually had a contest that we held last March, but unfortunately we didn't get a lot of support, a lot of people sending in logos or what they felt the logo was. But the few that we did get, some of them convey that message, and the message that we wanted to get across, but we never really could attach a visual to, was that one Arctic, one future, the children was our resources, and they will be the leaders of tomorrow. So how can we connect the elders with the youth and give them the tools to be able to lead the future? And we felt in the logo we wanted to identify with this particular region, you know, with Inuvik and Tuk, and of course the midnight sun. You know, all of a sudden we realized there was so much we wanted to put in there, but with the few that we had coming in, I believe William Gruben actually came up with the original concept, with the original idea that we liked, and we ended up working with him to develop it more and more and more, and it came out with something that I think we're happy with, and it took a lot of convincing of people, but I think we're happy with it. And our logo, as you can see, is of two young person, okay, looking into the future, and they're not sure what the future will be, but they're looking into the future, and the sun is eternally there because it's a summer, and the pingos are there because it's indigenous to this region, and basically we wanted to convey the simplicity and convey also that there's a river coming out between the pingos that comes around and wrap around the whole logo, and that river represents the Mackenzie River, which we can never get away from and which we depend on. And of course, when we first finalized that logo, a lot of people felt that it might have been a bit too simplified, a bit too simple. They wanted a bit more complex, to put in a lot more details. But the more we looked at it, the more we realized that it was a logo that we could identify with. It had a message, but for different people, different messages. And they took whatever they liked from there, but in the end, we felt that it did work for us.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Debbie.
You can also reach us by phone at 403-979-2737 or by fax at 403-979-2135. Please direct your inquiries to Ms. Peggy J., Conference